I have this weird habit of letting my viewers pick builds for me to run on stream. One day I will learn my lesson, but not today, as I take your builds and rank them in a tier list ranging from excellent to... Okay, that's useless to me. Come on, video game. Absolute garbage. Today I'll be playing 5 builds suggested to me by you, my lovely subscribers, and ranking them from S to F. I will take into account things like creativity and viability, so even though your build may be good, if it's the Destiny equivalent of going to Starbucks and paying for coffee-flavored sugar water, it won't get that high on my list, because everyone knows that Bungie was high when they made the Lorenz driver. Starting off, we have Mitch, who had the idea of a build for a high-impact frame scout rifle with the 4th Horseman with the MK44 stand-asides on Bottom Tree Sentinel. Mitch's goal was to cause me to suffer, but joke's on him, as he managed to find the only guy in PvP that unironically likes these weapons. It is amazing how far simply having complementary weapon types will take your build. Just being able to sufficiently cover long ranges with my scout rifle and close ranges with my 4-barreled lead hose meant I was never caught in a position that I couldn't handle. Frankly, I feel like 150 Scots are flying just a bit under the radar right now, as they boast a TTK faster than that of your 140 Ace of Spades style archetypes of hand cannons for the same critical hit ratio requirement from stupidly far away. My particular role even doubled down on this idea of being 3 scout rifles in a trench coat by having Iron Gaze for increased aim assist, and Quick Draw because it's Quick Draw. For the pellet sprayer, I defy you to not hear the Doom soundtrack when firing this thing. Anything, and I mean anything, on the other side of this gun will die with extreme prejudice. Its only limitation is its ammo capacity and range. And while, yes, I could probably spit on someone from further distance in this thing's 1-shot range, its 2-shot or 2+ shot range feels like something like 14 meters consistently. I wonder if it has something to do with the fact that the RPM is as fast as an auto rifle. Nah, probably not. I was playing with my sweatpants addicted friend, and even he couldn't outfrag the 25 kills? Nope. 30 kills? Nope.
Oh no, it doesn't. Damn.
We got 40 people! We killed 40 people! The shoulder charge worked pretty good too, as it just made a good option for breaking an entry into the enemy's facial region, and it all worked out okay. Tier list ranking, A tier. So, a swing and a miss on my mental health. But don't fret, there are lots of guns in the sea, and End's Vesper Radius build is inherently evil. On paper, this should be kinda interesting, right? Maybe not the best, but Vesper Radius plus the Freeze Rift on Shadebinder should allow me to turn my Rift into a weapon. Except for the part where the freaking Rifts only deal 80 damage! What if I had a dream? Oh, damn it! Oh, that's where the Vesper could have been awesome. So much potential wasted. Bungie, look, it's obvious you watch every single one of my videos. Can Vesper please get a buff? Maybe just for PvP. I can never think of a good time to run this. Even with the changes coming to ability uptimes, I'd rather stick all 11 of my fingers in a hot waffle iron before using this thing again. But that being said, I really love Cerberus. Maybe it's the style, maybe it's the sound, but it's just way too damn fun chunking literal hundreds of damage into targets with a fully automatic primary weapon. It makes for an excellent tool for backpedaling overly aggressive shotgun sliding targets, which is like 60% of the Crucible, so you know. The bar was set super low with this build, and it brought a shovel. Even though my love for the Cerb is great, I can't help but put this steaming pile of Rift disappointment in F tier. On the subject of combos that make me sad at night is TKG Wildfire's build with the idea of running Cryosthesia and the Assassin's Cowl. Now, you probably thought the same thing I did when you saw this, and you are wrong. Your melee has to be a powered melee kill to trigger the Assassin's Cowl's invisibility and health regen. So even though you may get a kill with the Cryosthesia, which is already a challenge enough as this weapon is by far the least liked kid in the exotic Crucible sidearm school, and you can get a target frozen if you're able to manage that, and you're within melee distance, and you actually land that melee, you still won't get invis and health from the Assassin's Cowl. Fortunately for this build, my default hunter weapons for stream is a bow with quick access sling, which is a super beautiful combo. It almost made me forget how disappointing this combination of exotics actually is. Hey, oh. Oh, that was sick. If Bungie ever decides to allow Assassin's Cow to trigger on non-powered kills in PvP like it did back in the day, this could be interesting. But until then, I have to force this into F tier only because the helmet is just basically meaningless. Okay, so I said I would only be covering 5 builds today, but I lied. Ryan and chat wanted me to make the enemy team hear boss music, so Sweet Business plus Icefall Mantle's time it is. This build may look like a meme, but when you have a 400 health Titan, that's not an exaggeration, spitting bullets, pushing TTKs faster than that of 0.6 seconds, you can understand why this is one of my favorite builds of all time. I am really worried about the nerfs coming to abilities because as it stands, you can, with smart management of resources, get almost 100% uptime on a full Whisper of Chains plus some ice crystals from either your melee or your grenade with an Icefall Mantle overshield. In that same TWAB, however, Bungie did state that taking damage will grant super energy. And being that this build can survive the same thing as a freaking super, let's just say I may be playing as TF2 heavy from now on until Bungie rips this from my cold, dead Russian fingers. If I was egotistical enough to rate my own build, which I totally am, I would give this S tier. I love this build so much I made merch for it in our store. Damn, Neeson, that was a smooth plug. High five, yeah, man. Real talk though, apparently our t-shirt making company is actually having some type of, 25% off discount. Like they control that, not me. So if you want to go get 25% off some of our merch, go, run, grab it. Link in the description. Every masterpiece has its cheap knockoff. In name, bless his heart, thought something other than the Titan could wield the mighty lead spitter. This time it was a Transversive Steps Middle Tree Dawnblade. The biggest weakness, frankly, was the lack of good supporting weapon. Like I said on the first build, having a good backup does wonders. And when the Sweet Business is caught doing paperwork in close quarters, it is just a bad time all around. Towards the end of my time playing with this build, I started to get used to the spacing and timing of abilities and was even able to pull off this little number. Something like this. We can walk into that when we start taking damage. Like that! That was clutch! Certainly unique, and with the quick reloading nature of the Transversive Steps, it meant I could keep the weapon loaded relatively frequently. All in all, not bad. It just needs a better supporting weapon. C tier. Okay, so this build surprised me, and I felt I needed to talk about it a bit. This was another build from Ryan, but this time this wasn't a build that I've already made videos about before. With the changes coming to ability regen, don't sleep on the Prometheum Spurs. Well, maybe. Any kills you get while standing in a rift grants rift energy, which can help mitigate the incoming nerfs to those ability regens. But, an SMG is a little difficult to make that interaction happen. Probably the reason you won't see this used when the changes come is the lack of control of your rift, which can cause situations like the one you saw at the start of the video. Come on, video game. Again, I lacked a good backup, but at least the exotic worked with the build. The SMG I was using was a Borrowed Time, which is a 750 SMG, which surprised me quite a bit. I had Rampage and Feeding Frenzy on it, and it turned out to be an actually pretty okay weapon archetype as a whole. I was running this on Middle Tree. Again, I think people think that Middle Tree's neutral game is bad. It's really not. Like, Middle Tree Dawnblade's neutral game is really, really solid, especially if you know what you're doing with it. The ability to enter any fight with an extra like 50, 60 extra health is super powerful and can allow you to win fights that you have no business winning. Well of Radiance is also getting a buff where it's going to come up a lot faster than the other supers in the game, and with this super already being a really solid super, expect to see this a lot more. All in all, D tier. For our last build of the day, we have Michael running Polaris Lance and Mantle of Battle Harmony with a shotgun. My first thought was, oh no, it's Polaris Lance. But it turned out that the weapon actually did okay for itself. Like I said, 150 scouts aren't nearly as bad as maybe the rest of the community might have you think. And again, a good backup make this just buttery smooth despite having these weird off-meta picks. Mantle of Battle Harmony is always a strange pick that promises to actually be a lot better when the new super energy changes come, but for now, I'm happy to say that this build was solidly B tier. All great stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Be sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel. Bless your faces, and deuces.